Welcome to the No Pants Podcast, episode 009. We're going to get to it here in a second, but first, got a few dates for you. Free weeks here, or as my singer has aptly put it, Freeze Week, because it is apparently Canada in Texas now. We got two things for you, two projects that I'm in, Otis the Destroyer and Otis Wilkins. Same singer, different sound. If you want to have your ears blown off, you can do that with Otis the Destroyer. If you want to sip some cider and listen to some sad songs, we got that with Otis Wilkins. It's really just about what mood you're in. January 3rd, that's tonight, Hotel Vegas, Otis the Destroyer. We're also going to be at Empire Control Room and Garage on the 4th, Thursday night, and on the 5th, we're going to be at Mohawk outside. That'll be fun. Haven't played outside Mohawk with moderate weather to date yet, so I guess we'll continue the streak with that. Otis Wilkins, January 6th at Hole in the Wall, and then the following night, Sunday, that's going to be another show at Swan Dive there, and that'll kind of wrap up our free week stuff. But of course, there are literally hundreds of bands playing. Please go out every night this week and see somebody, because you are surrounded by insane music in this town, and if you live here, it is kind of your sworn duty to make sure that you know what's going on, because it's just too good to pass up. My guest today is the incredible Acey Monaro, who fronts the Austin rock quintet Go Fever. Acey is 100% one of the funniest people I've ever met, and I'm sure you'll agree 5 minutes into this episode. If not, you may be Dick Cheney. You may not have a pulse. Now this year, Acey, along with my singer and Otis the Destroyer, Taylor Wilkins, and 4 other local artists were actually selected to be a part of Project ATX6. This is a program where local industry and media annually nominate 6 of Austin's best singers and songwriters to travel to France, Germany, Japan, and Canada to perform at local music festivals. And if you haven't already, head to projectatx6.com and check out the documentary. You'll probably get a peek into the minds of 6 of Austin's best songwriters, and who knows, maybe you'll get exposed to something you haven't heard before, because I definitely was. Go Fever also has some free week dates you should check out. January 5th at the Peach Fuzz Free Week Party. That's going to be at Swan Dive. January 6th at the Do 512 Free Week Party. That's going to be at Valhalla. And January 7th, that's going to be at Mohawk Sunday night. Definitely check them out. Oh, and I think they have January 12th at the Electric Church as well. So yeah, there we go. Hope you enjoy. Acey Monaro, everybody.
It's time for the No Pants Podcast.
No Pants.
No Pants.
Broadcasting from the south of France. We're definitely not in France. I will tell you this. You're listening to the No Pants Podcast. And there I was in Shawshank Prison, listening to the No Pants Podcast. Some look at pants and ask why. I look at pants and ask why not. It is inevitable that we're here today to discuss the No Pants Podcast. I'm Michael Payne, and I listen to the No Pants Podcast. The 1922 World Series brought to you by the No Pants Podcast, yes, and I suppose. Hey, we're going to listen to the No Pants Podcast? I mean, really, the question at hand is if there will be pants or if there will not be pants. But will there be pants and will there not be pants?
Welcome to the No Pants Podcast.
No pants.
Well, all right. And Acey Monaro, how you doing?
Hey man, I'm good, thanks.
I'm good. I'm good too. Thanks for.
Thanks for not asking. Yeah, don't want to know your story.
Sometimes you just say it. Sometimes you're like, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?" Or like somebody will ask you like, "Hey," and then they just ask you a question, but you think they're just asking you how you're doing, and you're like, "I'm fine," and they're like, "That's not
what I was
That's
saying.
not what I just asked."
I was just talking about this the other day. The guys from PR Newman, we share a rehearsal space with them, and they were loading out, we were loading in, and we were talking about how that happens, and it reminded me of when I was in college, as y'all say, we say uni. We had a Govindas, which is like a the Hare Krishna people have badass vegetarian stuff on campus.
Yeah, like really good vegetarian food.
Man, it's so good.
It's
Man, it
very
got
impressive.
me through. Yeah, like getting super high and eating like shitloads of halva. Anyway, so they say Hare Krishna. And because I'm like white trash and, at the time I'm not very like, worldly, I would reply, thank you. Like, like it's like a happy birthday or like a greet. I'd say thank you. And my friend actually like who was in line with me one day is like, like that's saying basically like praise Jesus or whatever. And they were saying Hare Krishna. I'd be like, thanks. Like I was Krishna. Anyway. Yeah.
They're like, no.
No. It's not
I've done that so many times. Like when I was younger. There was a Sikh kid that came to my elementary school.
What's Sikh?
Sikh is like a section of it's not Islam. I think it's related to Islam. Mm-hmm. I don't know enough about it at all to really like say what it is exactly. But they are the religion that they have like the ceremonial daggers they wear, and all the young men have hairdresses.
That should be called Sick.
Yeah, sick.
They should change their names.
Like,
if I carried a dagger around, I'd be like, yeah.
What is our religion? It's the sick religion, dude. Yeah. And there was a kid, all the men grow their hair out from a very young age. And
Right.
so I was 8, and this kid came into our elementary school, and he was
I'm laughing already because kids are so fucking
oh yeah,
funny
and I
mean.
was just suburban Houston, and I'm just like, oh hey, the girls' restroom is that way,
Right on.
And he was like, I'm not a girl, and I was like, oh, and that was
I'm
my
not
first.
a girl. I'm sick.
And that was my
Jackass.
first. Yeah, that was my first run-on with oh, I don't know everything at 8 years old. So that's a good age to get that in. Hey, thanks for doing this. You broke the bro streak.
The bro. Oh
You
yeah,
broke-
right on.
Yeah,
Cool.
thank you.
Yeah.
It's taken 7
About time,
episodes.
dude.
I know.
Fuck me dead.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, next episode will be Peyton Manning.
Okay, right
of
on.
the-
Cool. Yeah.
It won't be. It won't be him. But yeah, thanks for doing it. You were Gwen Stefani the other day.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool.
How'd that work out?
It was great, but it was one of those shows where you think you like kicked ass, but I was so cold I wasn't really focusing on singing. Or I was it was so cold because I was committed to my outfit, and so all the dudes had all their clothes on, and I just had like a tank top and this like really small like little Adidas jacket.
Yeah.
But so I thought that it sounded great, and then I heard a bunch of recordings of it, and I was like, oh, I suck.
Wait,
But it was like fun as shit.
were you outside?
Yeah, it was
God,
outside.
they put you
Cheer-ups.
outside.
Well, yeah.
Did you have to? It was like already set to be outside.
Yeah,
so you
and it was
kinda had to do
packed. Yeah. And I mean, it was fine. There was a tent over it and stuff, and I had a tent in the patio there and heaters, but I mean, no one thought. Yeah, I mean, when the snow started, it was just like, come on.
I haven't played an outside show over there, like cheer-ups, yeah, but like I think Otis has played outdoors Mohawk like 4 times, and it's
Right.
never been moderate weather. It's always just like 30 degrees or 97. Like when we were opening for WK, like I was just dripping the whole time. I was just like, oh god, and it was like October. It was October.
Right.
It was insane. Okay, I gotta ask because I saw a picture, and like what era Stefani did you go with?
Oh man, it was so hard. So it's because it was a '90s party.
Yeah.
So I just was like kind of basically I dressed like me when I was 14. I had like the tartan pants on and the tank, but I couldn't wear I wore a tank, but I didn't go the crop top. It was just too cold.
No,
Too cold.
That's not.
Yeah.
Don't do a crop top.
I went to Target the night, like New Year's Eve, because Target's open, of course, and stole a bunch of
because they
like,
hate their employees.
Yeah, right.
Like
and
always.
Just, like last minute, stole a bunch of. I mean, it really was like, oh, how am I going to do my hair? Well, I guess I'll do a quiff. So I got some like hairspray and nicked some black lipstick for Josh Mary, the drummer, to wear. He didn't even put it on. So rude. It was kind of. Yeah, what?
Put on the makeup. If you're
He
being
was going to
no
go
doubt.
nude, right?
Yeah.
Right, and he was also going to do the Lady Shaw rap in underneath it all, right up until
God damn it.
right up until day of.
Yeah.
And then he kind of passed the torch to Dylan.
So your bassist should have gone full Tony Kanal.
Okay, dude, we have to talk about this. So
Yeah.
Ben,
I'm
Go
just
Fever
like
bassist.
I'm just like mixing. Don't speak it.
I know, it's like pretty high tech
Let's do it,
shit.
yeah.
I didn't realize that we were going to be so high tech heavy.
Bought it off Amazon. $50. Yeah. We're going high tech here.
Ben went with this, like, apparently the bass player, I don't know his name, but he wears...
Wait, of your own band, you don't know the bass? All right.
No, yeah. Who I'm incidentally married to. I don't know his name, but it's fucking... No, the bass player from No Doubt, apparently one of his looks is he wears a bandana.
Right.
And so Ben's like, yeah, cool, I'll wear a bandana. And so he kind of had this vaguely 90s thing going on. He had like a striped polo buttoned all the way up because he had his thermals underneath it because he's a grandpa. And some kind of jacket over the top and this bandana. But he's also got this like kind of blondish, kind of like frizzy...
Yeah.
like ponytail and
Yeah,
blonde
yeah.
mustache, and I'm like, I mean, like, look
Yeah.
at it. It's just like couldn't look what different to the bass player. It's so good, but then on top of this outfit that was vaguely kind of cohesive, he threw on this like big denim jacket with a brown corduroy collar.
Yes.
And later I found out that Josh Mary, who plays drums, was talking to Danny, and
Yeah,
my
that's
Danny.
his social media name.
Yeah,
but I
right.
just think that's his last
I've
name.
got no idea what
Hey, your
his
last name's
name
Ryan?
is.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of look like one.
Raw.
So.
But they said they called Ben Uncle No Doubt. And that's pretty much his name. Actually, just before I came over here, I've been smoking CBD oil because I have really chronic anxiety, and I'm trying to figure out how to like live with that without taking serious medication.
Yeah.
And we're having a group text with our sound dude, and I wanted to fill him in on the Uncle No Doubt nickname, but I just hit peak CBD, and I'm reading that. Here's the text. I said, "Hey Mike, just FYI, Ben Uncle goes by No Doubt now, so you can call him that during sound check." and I heard Ben from the living room going, "What?"
You're like, no, that's your name. That's your. We're putting that.
Ben Uncle goes under No Doubt now.
By the way, we're pressing a vinyl, and that's your name
Yeah.
in the vinyl. You just gotta roll with it.
Oh, totally.
You know.
My name is completely made up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
I was born Acey Leona van Egmond.
Okay.
And it's funny because I used to have a job with the Australian government, and my first day on the job, I had to go to HR, and I didn't realise they were going to be so full on about it. It's a federal government gig for their arts agency, and so I walk in there, and see, I should have worn that black and white dress anyway.
Yeah, I was wondering if you're gonna go and don't speak.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I was vaguely. I don't know what I was. I don't know.
Yeah,
I was
we'll come.
cold.
We'll come back to.
We'll come back to that.
Okay.
Anyway, so I swanned into HR, and they're like, "Well, they need to see ID because I'm going to be in a government building, and I get this pass." And he was like, "Can I see your ID?" And I showed him my passport or whatever. It wasn't my driver's license because I never had one. And it said Acey van Egmond, and he goes, "But you told us your name is Acey Monaro." And so he sent me down the street. I couldn't start work until I'd formally undergone like a legal name change.
Oh my God.
And then when I got I had to show them every name I'd ever gone under. And there's like 7 names because I was trying different things out, and so.
You just make shit up.
Yeah, well, Monaro is this badass Australian muscle car from the 70s.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that was like, Monaro, that's like cool.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like no, I'm not.
There is tremendous freedom in just like picking your name.
Yeah, fuck it.
You just get to pick your name.
Yeah.
More people should probably just pick their names.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know what I would be if I picked my name.
Come on, don't tell me
Jack.
you haven't thought about it.
I don't know. I like the
Out
name
of
Jack.
all, really?
I do. It's classic. It's like
You sad bastard. Wow. Okay.
I don't think.
Oh,
okay.
crazy Jack
okay.
over here.
Sounds like
Whoa! Don't go.
Oh,
don't
man.
go. Don't go nuts.
Don't go off the deep end. I don't know. No, Jack's classic, but I don't know. If I had to pick my name, maybe it'd be like, like Oscar.
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 It's cooler.
Damien.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just winging it. I don't know. I've never had to think about like if I could pick my own name.
If I had a daughter, if I could.
Jerome. I would do
Jerome.
I
like
would
the
do
name
Jerome.
Pockets for a girl.
Pockets.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with the name Pockets for a girl.
Yeah. That actually works.
Yeah, Pockets. How cute is that?
Yeah. This is my daughter, Pockets.
It's a little bit abrasive because of the k and the t, but I think it works. Pockets.
Hey, Pockets.
Dinner's ready.
All right. Oh, is that your cat? No, that's my daughter.
Yeah, and if she had a
Pockets.
boyfriend and he came
Yeah.
over, you could say like, "Don't put your hand in."
Oh
the pocket or
my
something.
God.
I don't know. I just.
Oh, that's perfect. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh man. Gwen. What's her name? Who has a daughter? There's like an actress. Her daughter's name is Apple.
Apple. That's
like Gwyneth Paltrow?
That's Paltrow.
Yeah.
That's just
Apple. And then I don't know if they named any other kids any other produce.
I think the other one's called like. I was like gonna go in for some kind of like Apple computer joke, but I couldn't think of a name of another computer. Westinghouse. I'm like looking around. I don't know.
Yeah.
Apple and Dell.
Gateway.
Gateway.
Yeah, they're just computer names aren't provocative enough. It's just like bullshit. But yeah, let's go back. Okay, we have to go back to No Doubt. Wait, okay, first of all, did y'all play Don't Speak?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, absolutely. You kind of have to play.
It's really hard to sing.
Is it really?
It's surprisingly hard to sing. And that's the one, in my defense, that she screws up the most live.
Really?
After viewing hours of live footage.
Did you
None
do
of
research?
the film clips make any sense.
None of this video makes sense.
It's crazy. It's like there are better plots in like in bad porn than there is in any of their music videos.
It kind of goes. It just goes along with like the album theme.
And And it always starts out with them in the garage. I don't know if you've noticed this. There's like 3 music videos, and
they're just in a garage.
I don't know. And they had a lot of money by this point. I feel like they could have
maybe get a better
studio,
or
even a studio, and make the studio look like a garage. But this is clearly just someone's dad's garage.
Just a barn.
Yeah.
It's like Gwen Stefani, the drummer's just like, hey, I got a barn we could practice in. They're like, hey, I'm pretty sure we're on like a huge record label, maybe. And then the drummer's just like, well, it could be like a nice barn.
Well, I already told my dad we'd use his barn, so.
I mean, to their credit, there's no hay in the barn. I don't see any vegetation. It seems to be well lit,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Look at that kit. That's ridiculous. Oh, look at her. Get it.
Just fucking bad. Okay.
Gosh, she's so cool.
I was thinking about this.
Out. She's so cool.
I realized 3 things watching this video when I was, 96? So I was about 12, I think. I was, at least. I'm dating myself.
I think it's 96.
So I realized 3 things. 1, Gwen Stefani is a total fucking badass. My phone's ringing, I think. Fuck it. So Gwen Stefani, total fucking badass. 2, I want to be in a band. And 3, I'm definitely straight.
Right.
Yeah. I was like, well, she is fine.
That bass player is.
He just is
fucking beautiful.
He just is like
as well.
Yeah, he's just a beautiful man.
He's just got the coolest style. Oh man, I think you know what I noticed. So all right, I wasn't into modern music when I was a kid for the most part.
Yeah.
Because my stepdad was in a band, and I just listened to like old rock and roll and like 20s and 30s blues and 50s country, and No Doubt was one of the only bands who I adored that were of that time.
Right.
And I had Tragic Kingdom, and I might have had like 3 albums around then that were contemporary, and this was
just
one
like,
of them.
Because you just had a little. Did you have a little mini CD case?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had one of those too. It was like your starter kit. You're like, it's like I got my little book.
Oh man, and something else. So just now, because I've been listening to a shit ton and watching live footage, I realized that she's obviously a huge Liza Minnelli fan, because she affects this Minnelli thing a lot when she's performing vocally.
Oh my God, shut the fuck up. I never thought about that.
Yeah,
but it makes complete sense.
Yeah, and then apparently, like, I think she actually, like, she dressed as Liza Minnelli sometimes. Anyway, but since then I've been like, yeah. But it's crazy. She does, it's totally an homage to Liza.
I love how, as a bassist, you can do that thing right there where you just look off to the side. Like, okay, if you play guitar or bass, or not really drums, because you got to kind of, but like, if you're a side person, you could just look anywhere you want, and it just kind of looks cool. Like, you could just kind of stare off, and it's a great thing, because like with the singer, you gotta be, y'all have the pressure of like, you always have to be kind of engaging the crowd. Not like you have to be, but like it's kind of a deal where like you can't just start staring off behind you.
Right. Sure.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
But like if you're a bass player or a guitarist or a keys, you could just kind of be like, well, I'm gonna look over here.
Yeah. You can. Well, because like, let's be honest, who's looking at you guys? Fucking no one. But I have to pretend that I like care about the crowd. But it took me a long time, especially when I used to play solo in Sydney, like my sad girl fucking singer-songwriter shit. I would always pick a spot on the back wall. Well, in Australia, in pubs, they always have the telly going, the television. So you would just stare at the telly and not really take it in, but just because I was terrified of making eye contact. But I feel like super empowered after being Gwen to that was the first time I spent the whole time. I didn't have a guitar the whole time, and I got to like walk around the stage with the mic, and it was so cool.
It was so
Oh my goodness.
You don't have anything chained to you.
Yeah, that's right.
And you can kind of, and then you're also free to like dance more.
Yeah. Oh, and but here's the other thing. I was jumping up and down and being really energetic and totally losing my breath. It was hilarious. I was like, man, I've been cycling 10 miles at the gym almost every day lately, but I couldn't jump up and down and sing.
Who is the singer of Iron Maiden? What's his name?
I was just talking to Ben about this the other day. About Iron Maiden.
He's the Iron Maiden. Let's just Google it real quick. Iron Maiden. Singer.
Is this podcast sponsored by Google?
Yeah, this
This is just a generic search engine.
Bruce Dickinson. There we go.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
I actually didn't know that.
yeah, that motherfucker.
They've got dumb names, huh? Blaze. How's that? The most.
Blaze Bailey.
Dennis
Wait,
Wilcock,
he does
Paul
lead
Day.
vocals too. There's 3. Wait, how many? That's weird. Okay, so
Yeah.
Bruce Dickinson flies them around in a plane.
Oh, that's right.
You know that?
Yeah,
So he's
yeah.
also on show days, maybe just fucking every day, he runs 5 miles and sings their entire set while running. So like that's why he's like 70 or
I
how
might
old?
start doing that at the Y.
Just like start running and just singing, and then people are just like, yeah, that's AC. She just sings.
I do dance on the cycle a lot, and people like look
Yeah.
at me and. But that sounds great. I
It's
should
an-
totally do that.
Yeah.
There are some asshole rude bastards at the Y who do all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Piss me off. I
Yeah,
should
yeah.
totally just start belting the
Is
Go
that
Fever
is that
set.
where is there a good gym there, or what, how does that work?
Yeah, the Y is awesome because it's like a sliding scale. So if you're really pov, you don't have to pay much money.
Oh, shut the fuck up!
yeah, it's
Seriously,
really good. They got a heated pool and they
No
got
shit.
classes. I'm gonna start doing aqua aerobics mainly because I want to wear like waterproof lipstick and an 80s swimsuit. I think
Yeah.
it'd be really funny and then just not take it seriously at all.
Is it like synchronized? Is it like a synchronized
I
thing?
would hope so. I don't know.
Are there clubs in town or just in general where you could just join synchronized swimming teams?
I don't know. I wonder if the Y has one. I would like to start an outlaw synchronized swimming team.
Yeah.
Have you seen the synchronized swimming episode of Bob's Burgers?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, you can.
pretty great.
Yeah. Do they join one? Do they have the same thought?
No, they pretend to join one.
Oh man, you don't pretend. You just go do it. Come on, people. There's
Come on.
I mean, there's a baseball league. There's a baseball league where just dudes can just go play baseball and they're like 40. And
Just dudes.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I guess anyone, but like, you're like,
Can I join?
I think so.
I mean, I don't even never thought about playing baseball at this moment, but now I kind of want to go and fuck shit up.
I think it's like that. But like, and you could just like wear the uniform like you're a major league. Like the uniforms
Right.
are legit, and then you work, and it's just like you're
It's
just
the
like 40.
coolest uniform out there, man. Like since I moved here, I love baseball, but their
Yeah.
uniforms are so sweet.
Yeah. You got the
You
button
don't have to
up.
be super athletic to be a baseball player.
You really don't.
So cool.
To be a pitcher, you can be a fat fuck.
Pablo Sandoval?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. That guy
CC
kills.
Sabathia, or what is his name? CC Sabathia. It's like C period Sabathia. I think he pitches for the
It's
Yankees.
really weird because I keep forgetting that period's grammar over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all don't have those?
No, period means like the blood that comes out of your vagina or it's like an error.
Wait, you don't say period in
No, we say full stop.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Period. Or like
Yeah.
a school period. And
Yeah.
I always say it in that voice because I think the first time I heard the word in that context was like clueless. So
Yeah.
forever now that word has a Valley Girl accent. Comes with an accent.
Don't say fetch. Fetch is never gonna happen. Yeah. Okay. How long? So when did you come over here?
I'm one of the I don't know. I make up dates all the time without meaning to. Like I kind of like bullshit about dates. I think I came here in 2013.
Well, they're like names. You could just make it up.
2013. Yeah,
Make
right?
up the date too. Okay. So you've been here like 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay. But you spent, your majority of your life, vast majority of your life over there.
Oh yeah, I spent my whole life. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why Texas?
Well, when I was younger, I came to Austin for the first time when I was 18 and thought it was the tits.
Yeah.
And because the legal drinking age in Australia is 18. So I came
Yeah,
over
yeah.
here and I went out to a bunch of bars because it was different then. It was more like, it was so fucking cool. And, more of the old bars. And I went to lots of
It was way cooler.
old man bars that young people weren't trying to get into. So
Yeah.
they didn't bother checking my ID.
Yeah. Old man
The
bars.
only place I get thrown out of in Austin, and I must have gone to like 20 bars, I got thrown out of Friends on Dirty Six. I was like, you sons of bitches, I don't even want to be here. The guy at the front said he'd give me a free shot.
Yeah.
But the only reason I got caught was because the bartender was Australian. And I
Okay.
think he was like onto me like stink to shit immediately.
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, where's your ID? And I was like, ooh. I mean, where's this story going? Anyway, so that was the first time, and I came here and I was like, man, I want to live here one day. And then that kind of subsided over time. I came here a couple of other times on just like by myself on holiday in the States.
Yeah.
And then at South by 2012, I was working at South by with my old job, and I met I re-met Ben, the bass player in Go Fever.
Gotcha.
And we bumped uglies and then started a kind of long distance thing.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm really, like what I'm trying to say is it was Ben, and Ben was in Austin.
Yeah.
So
okay, there you go. That's a good reason. Good as a reason as ever. I was thinking about the other day. I was like, man, I kind of wonder how anybody gets here from like a faraway country,
right?
Because it seems
there are a lot of Australians here.
Yeah,
like a shit
there
ton.
are. I used to work downtown,
Like
and I would have
mosquitoes.
Yeah. Except you don't fly around. You don't have wings. But we do suck your blood. we inherit the trait from the huntsman spiders.
And they're just this annoying sound that you hear around you and you can't quite locate them.
Like, oh, it's the Aussies. They got their wings over there.
It's funny because in Australia, when I hear an American accent, I'm like, shut the fuck up, you annoying loud American. But over here, I hear an Australian accent and I'm like, ooh.
Now, back home, did you see a lot of loud Americans, or was it just like, what was the percentage of normal Americans to loud Americans? Because I'm curious, because I've never been off this continent. I've been like to Mexico and stuff like that, but I've never been overseas yet, so I don't know what it's like. You can feel free to trash Americans as much as you want. Like,
no, I mean, for some reason, there's like a type of white American that travels.
Yeah.
That is like just a fucking dickhead. I remember I distinctly remember my earliest interaction with an American. I remember we were on a ferry on the Great Barrier Reef and we're coming back from a dive trip. Whatever, that's too complicated. My dad, as we'll call him Dad. He is a dive instructor, and we were coming back, and so there were a lot of Americans out there. But I remember we were on the ferry, and Sam, my little sister, and I were trying to sleep. It'd been a big day out in the sun, and there was this American woman who was talking to her child at the top of her lungs and just wanted attention. She was just a pain in the ass. And I remember saying to Dad, what's wrong with that woman? Dad said she's American. And then, so there's this, which is bullshit, but it's the same thing. Like there's a type of Australian that travels. Like I travel, a lot, and I normally travel by myself. So because I'm not talking to a companion, I can get away when I stay in a hostel. No one knows I'm Australian because I'm not really talking.
Right.
But, I definitely avoid other Australians for the most part because there's just a type of like young, entitled white Australian that travels that just like drink a lot and disrespect local culture. So, so that's why I can't really pour shit on America. I just think it's a type of person.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Yeah.
It's I don't understand that gene, because when I go anywhere, I just want to blend in. Like I just want to blend in. Like I want to be as unnoticeable as possible.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to like India or something, so I could just I just want an excuse to wear a long flowing robe and not be seen. Like just like, so it's like, what do you do here? I just want to do that because I don't want to like stand out.
It's so funny you say that. I was just reading this article in the New York Times about Syria, and there was a photo. There was like a scene in a park, and there was all these men sitting around in the park wearing these like white flowing garments, and it was just like it looked like such an attractive thing to be a dude in Syria, just like. And it's funny because
like,
it's like the opposite of what I wear, which is like really loud shit all the time. But I'm like, man, because I kind of have this whole different image of me when I'm older.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be very minimalist, like white linen kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Still with my tacky skeleton earrings all the time, but
basically just walk around like a Cialis commercial. Just
like a what?
Like a Cialis commercial.
Cialis?
You ever see the old people in the Cialis commercial? Yeah, like the boner pills and shit. Like just where they're always just wearing long flowy. They look like Hillary Clinton in pajamas, just like
because you get to an age where you're just like, I want to let my fanny breathe.
Yeah.
Like
give me. I would like all of my clothes to have a butt flap.
Yeah.
If I could have all of my clothes have a butt flap.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Rompers look very inconvenient just for that reason.
Oh my! So I wear leotards a lot.
Yeah.
And even to work, when the snap is like in your crotch,
yeah,
and there's people waiting as well, and you're in there and you're like pulling it down, and they never fit me properly because I've got like a big ass, and so I've always got to like pull the front, like pull the back to the front, and like snap it in, and then you're worried you might like snap something in there.
Right.
Yeah, it's a downer.
Yeah, it's there. You guys have very inconvenient clothing options. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if we have anything like like a male
I mean, we can
equivalent
also
of the
wear
romper.
anything that you wear.
Right.
Like it's a choice.
Right, definitely. But you can, but y'all have a lot of shit. You also have dresses. Those are very convenient.
You'll have dresses too, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, kilts. Kilts. I had a singer that wore a dress one time, and I was like, that looks like a very convenient thing to do.
Yeah.
I tried to wear heels once. I found some heels that were a male 13 somehow, so a women's, I don't know, whatever that is, and almost broke my ankle. Just couldn't. Oh, fuck those things, man. Just fuck them. I just don't.
I have friends. I have one girlfriend in particular who wears heels all the time and fucking owns it. But I wear platform shoes because they're like super comfortable.
Yeah,
it feels, like but yeah, when I see, especially like drunk women, like working at a bar, come like 2:00, there'll be women in heels who like look like they're in so much pain.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I kind of want to carry around a sack of sneakers. Because either you can't, like, I can't walk in heels. I look stupid. And I'm that person, especially after like a gut full of booze.
Yeah.
I just am walking like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. But my girlfriend
You're like, my
is
arms actually,
amazing.
yeah.
You know who walks like a motherfucker in heels is Neil. I don't know his last name, but he plays keys in Glass Grapes.
Shut
That's
the fuck
Josh's.
up. Yeah.
He wears these like fuck off. He actually wears these red shoes that my girlfriend Zoe has, and like totally owns it as well. That just stands
superpower.
out. Yeah, it totally is.
I don't know.
It really hurts me.
Yeah. No, just your heel's supposed to be so you're on
Also,
your
I have
tiptoes?
really bad varicose veins. I look like I've got like purple corduroy trousers on when I'm naked. So that shit is just not my friend.
Coupled with the T-Rex arms,
Yeah.
I get drunk enough, my arms literally shrink into my body. That would be horrible if that actually did happen. Like if you got really drunk and then like parts of your body just changed, like they just shrunk. Like
Right.
what if
I think
people?
That's acid.
Is that acid?
Yeah,
that
that's
is
acid.
acid.
Wrong stimulant.
Yeah, I tried that once, and I was watching Whose Line Is It Anyway, and and I was with my buddy.
You took acid and watched Whose Line Is It
Well,
Anyway?
it was just on, and I was at a buddy's house who had like a very well lit, well vegetated apartment. So it was a good environment to do it, and it was just very chill. And so the TV just happened to be on,
Right?
But it wasn't like a fixation of the room; it was just like there. So I forget what his name is, the tall guy with the big nose. He was just standing, and I knew that it kicked in because he was there standing on the stage on TV, and his arms just turned into Popeye arms, just fucking Popeye arms, and they were twice the size of his body. And I was like, oh, that's probably not supposed to happen. And then that's when you got on that's when the whole thing started. But it was that was it. I was like, okay, well, his arms are large. Guess that's it. Yeah.
I've never tried acid. I don't want to.
It's fun. It was really fun. I didn't do a lot. I just did what they call a microdose.
Right.
So it's like
it's really hip right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think technically that's what that was, but we weren't like, we're gonna microdose. It was just
It's funny how that's a thing now. Like when I was a teenager and well, I took hallucinogenics when I was a teenager, and then all kinds of other shit. But it's funny, like, like when I used to be like very partial to methamphetamine, and I would take like if I was like, if I would, if I was just like going to work or I'd already had a lot or something, I would just like have a little bit. Because, but now that would be called like, what is that? Are you microdosing? Yeah. Like I don't understand. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah, there's names for everything now. Like there's a name for my hair, and it's just like, it used to be just like, hey, you got long hair, you don't want to choke on it.
Right.
Cool. Now it's a man bun. It's
oh my God.
Yeah, I hate that shit. I hate it so much.
I was listening to, I love classic rock. Duh.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I want to start a really like just to like piss people off, but like a like radical feminist classic rock station. So we play all the like cock rock songs.
Yeah.
But then, so like people tune in, like dudes in their trucks and stuff on the way home to work. Oh yeah, sick, Hotel California. And then it's like me and like Lauren Burton or something,
Yeah. Oh
just
my
like just fucking taking people down to fucking whatever. And they'll be like,
Just in
what is
between?
this shit?
Like in between it, like in between.
Yeah.
There we go.
And so you
Throw
know,
some
just
like modern bro shit in there, like some Trapped or something.
right,
you
yeah,
know?
and talk about stuff that really upsets bro dudes.
Yes,
like maybe
yes.
like talk about fellatio when women have their periods or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that. Something that'd be really
like-
upsetting.
Just bullshit.
But I was like driving the other day, and I was listening to some classic rock station like KLBJ or something, and the dudes took a call from a caller, and the guy's like, immediately I was like, yes, because he was immediately recognizable as like a total fucking moron in the best way, like
Sure.
comedy gold.
Oh yeah.
And he's like,
As-
yo guys, what's up? Actually, I just changed that wasn't his accent. It was actually like a really old school Texan accent.
As
whatever.
most morons are total comedic gold. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Just-
And
yeah.
he goes, you know, the kinds of people who want to give up beer and want Trump impeached. You know what kind of men they are? And the DJs are like, who? Like really riling him up. And he's like getting so mad he can barely spit the words out. He goes, men with man buns.
Oh god.
I was like, oh dude.
Oh no. Oh man.
Sorry.
Just guys with long hair. Yeah. You should have been like
That's a whole story.
He should have been like, yeah, like Genghis Khan. Like
Right. Yeah.
yeah, like Persians that conquered the world for thousands of years.
I can see you've already got your argument established. So
Yeah, I have. It's just a very,
noise.
what's his face? What was Khal Drago?
Oh, right on. Yeah, that's right.
The size of a refrigerator.
Yeah.
Those kind of pussies, man. Yeah, those guys. Like, come on, man. But but back to acid.
Yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it.
No, but I did it once. It was all right. It's I made a lot of people have a lot of misconceptions about that shit because I did it and I didn't do a ton of it. I just did a little bit and I
Sure.
made like some really good. Like I ate very healthy for like 2 months
bless.
afterward. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. You just kind of think about shit. You're just like, wait, I shouldn't do that.
So
do
everyone
that.
out there, if you have kids that are like about to leave home or like go to college or something, and you're worried they're not going to take care of themselves,
Just give them a little bit of
totally
acid.
tell them to microdose.
Yeah, put it on a Sour Patch Kid. Be like, take this when you're feeling, you'll be all right. Eat healthy, make some good financial decisions. That's it. But like back in the day, it was like you'll go insane. You'll just you'll go insane. Like actually, no, I think I'll just balance my checkbook. That's how
Right.
that's how it'll work. But no, fucking,
I took mushrooms quite a bit for like 6 months when I was maybe like, geez, I was young. I was like maybe 14 or something, and I had a really good time, but also kind of a scary time. And it's just so different.
Right.
I mean, that's the thing about drugs, is that you don't, I mean, every time, like spliff to spliff, it's a completely different experience. And because I
Yeah.
get such like fucking terrifyingly bad anxiety and like panic attacks, I just can't afford to fuck with that shit anymore.
Everything,
Which is a bummer because,
Yeah.
like I'm all for it, but I just like, I just don't do.
Is there a
do
huge?
drugs.
I hate to be like, oh, what's it like in Australia? But like, is you probably get that a lot. But like, but is there a huge difference in attitude towards just substances in general over there and over here? Or is it kind of similar? How's
It's hard because, I mean, so my social circle is very different over here.
Yeah.
I'm from a very working class country town. My family they're not working class. Like, it's funny. They're unemployed class. Neither of my parents worked. Whatever. Bohemians. And so the people that I grew up around and then the friends that I made and the people in my social circles, they are, they're kind of like rough and kind of like maybe a little bit like crazy and kind of, dangerous and, I love those people,
Right.
lots of musicians and stuff. So, but just from a different class.
Yeah.
And so they all were like heavily into different kinds of drugs. So like
Right.
I grew up, like when I was a kid, my parents had friends that, you know, took heroin and stuff like that. And, you know, like a family friend OD'd and died from heroin. So like so that stuff was around me. But here, my social circle is different. People come, I mean, you know, it's never more obvious than when everyone's posting their Christmas photos and they're in these like really fucking nice houses with like really nice beige couches and shit and like big full Christmas trees. I'm like, shit,
you
y'all.
just described my Christmas.
Dude, I mean, like, seriously. So, you know, it's a class thing. I can't just generally say, oh, Australia has a different attitude to drugs, because I don't know people from those backgrounds in Australia.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know how people, come to think of it, in different classes here view it. I think it just depends on what your immediate surroundings are. You know?
Sure. And it's not, I mean, obviously you can get, I call like drugs and alcohol, it's like the great equalizer, because you get addicted to something and then you can be around anyone on the same thing and just have talk the same shit or whatever.
Yeah, you kind of have the same emotional wavelength.
Yeah.
If you're on the same kind of deal.
Totally. When people become addicts, like a woman, like a middle-aged woman who might like look down and might be like upper middle class, and then she might get addicted to opioids or something, and then all of a sudden she can be like hanging out with a homeless person who's also an addict, you know? So it's like, I guess it cuts across classes in that way, but just I don't know.
Pot is like that. Pot is like, you know,
right?
You everybody has or just not everybody, but at least the people that are against it have this concept that like you just become lazy and you're unproductive, but really most of the time you're just kind.
Right.
And I clean my house when I'm it's just like, so it just it makes you kind and creative, and it makes you think about how you're interacting with other people more.
Yeah.
And you're more aware of like how you treat people.
Sure.
So it's like, I
have a hot take on weed.
Yeah, what's it?
I used to be a really big pothead when I was a teenager, and then I started getting bad anxiety. So I'd stopped smoking weed for the most part for maybe 15 years.
Right.
And I've recently, in the last few years, I've been smoking weed again more because it helps. Like the right weed helps with my anxiety, interestingly enough.
Yeah.
But my hot take is that mental health is no joke, and there's a lot of people who should not smoke weed.
Yeah.
And also, I know like I'm not alone, and plenty of people have had this experience too, but I have also got very like intimate firsthand experience with people who are now in their 60s that have been smoking weed since, their late teens, and who are now completely fucking brain dead because of weed. Like my dad's 100%. Friends are so fucked. And so I grew up around some of these people who were really smart, interesting, groovy people, whatever, great musicians, artists, but they were cooked. They were completely cooked. And they like conspiracy theorists and all this kind of stuff. So obviously it's like not weed in isolation.
Right.
But there's a lot of people, or my friends who are like really depressed and they smoke weed all the time. And I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. That's
maybe
not the
try to not do it.
That's not the drug for you.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. It's definitely. I don't do it a lot. I did that, and that's why I don't do it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think weed's great, and I think I'm pro weed. I'm pro weed legalization for a lot of fucking reasons.
Yeah.
Mainly because it's just like a tool of like the government to put like black people in jail.
Literally, like it's like people are on record saying that. You mentioned something that's actually really interesting about legalization is the right kind. And when you have choice to be like, oh, I need this kind or I need this kind, instead of being like, oh, let's spin the wheel. That's why I can
smoke weed again.
Right.
Because I can choose what strain of weed to smoke.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not in Texas, but like, you go anywhere else.
Right. Well, if you have the right connection.
The right guy.
My phone number is 512.
I have an entire, I have a labeling system. But like, because you can go to Colorado and you can go to a place that literally they just call the people bud tenders, which is adorable. And you can just go.
Dude, when we toured to the West Coast, it was incredible.
Yeah. Yeah,
that was my first experience in those dispensaries. They were phenomenal.
Right.
But kind of disappointingly decked out.
Yeah.
Like I was really devoed that they look super sterile.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wanted some like I don't know. I wanted some really like tacky, like psychedelic shit, maybe
Yeah,
like
yeah.
shag pile carpet. I want it
yeah.
to be really kind of cool
Freak
and
you out when you
cliche.
walk in.
Yeah, I want
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a Hendrix poster on the wall, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, some like weird icons
Right.
around me.
Right.
It was like super sterile.
Yeah, that's weird. Like a doctor's office.
Yeah, that's what they all look like.
This isn't the right decor.
You know what? Planet K. I just went to Planet K for the first time.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That place, like people talk about keeping Austin weird.
Yeah,
We
it's
have to preserve our Planet K.
Historical. Let's get the historical foundation.
Dude, that like cultural museum quote,
Yeah.
I'm putting my like quotation fingers in the air. It's crazy. It's so cool over
It is.
on South
It
Lamar
is.
there.
They have a couple. Yeah, it's crazy. And
they sell like underground comics and like
Yeah,
and there's
and-
like a sex stuff. There's sex stuff
Yeah.
down the back and
head
incense and
shops.
candles.
Man, never get rid of head shops.
But yeah,
It's
no, but like
fantastic.
this is like beyond. Like this
Yeah.
is so cool.
I haven't been in one in like 3 years.
Oh, dude, that one on South Lamar is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna need to go there. We're gonna stop so I can just go there right now. But no, I went to a weed shop in, where was it? Seattle. When I was visiting, I have family in Seattle, so we'll go there for Christmas occasionally. And that was I think it was my second time being in a weed shop, like a legal weed shop, and they just have a menu.
Right,
It's a
yeah,
menu, and
it's
it blows
crazy.
your mind. And they're like, and you're like, yeah, I'm looking for some pre-rolled stuff, and they hand you a menu like you're at a Chili's, and
Yeah.
they're just like, here you go, and you're like, oh, I'm
Whoa.
from Texas. This is insane. And so, but they're also sweet because they know that like if you're from a state where this isn't legal, it blows your mind.
And they're
'cause you're
used
just
to like then weed tourism is a thing now too. So they're like
Right.
definitely used to dealing with people.
and they're all super helpful.
Yeah.
You know?
But, you know, like, okay, so that didn't work for me because I'm really weird about asking for help in shops.
Yeah, yeah.
And I got this from my mum. Like, I'm crazy. I walk into a shop and I will need help.
Yeah.
And the person who works at the shop will come up and say, can I help you? And I'll be like, no. Like, I hate when people help me in shops.
You actually need help with like 5
Or,
things.
yeah, or when I'm looking at a menu and they'll come up and say like, do you have any questions? And I'll have so many questions. It's
Yeah.
such a fucking stupid thing that I do, and I'm just like, no, I'm fine. I'll just get this, and then I'm always disappointed with what
Yeah,
I ordered,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's just like my own fault.
Yeah.
So I remember like when I went to a dispensary, like the first one we went into, I can't remember whether it was in like Cali or Oregon, but whatever, and there were too many options.
Yeah.
And
And you're just like,
they
"Ah,
said, like, let me know. And I was like, oh, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And I walked. Isn't that fucking weird? What a fucking
No,
weird
it's not
characteristic,
weird
man.
because I had the same thing. I had the same attitude until recently with until about a year ago with like fairly nice restaurants. Anything that's like fairly nice and
I
above
hate bougie.
would make me nervous. But
Yeah.
well, here's what made me change my mind about that when I realized that they're literally just because I'm a musician and also I'm a server too, and
Yeah.
so I was just
They're
like,
just like
oh,
us.
they're just kids wanting to have a good time.
Totally.
And so after that, I always relaxed more at restaurants. But
Right.
like until then, I was always just like very like because it freaked me out. Like
Right.
if it's like, oh, there's 3 forks. You got 3 forks.
Yeah. So because I like grew up poor, when I first started making like I had like a pretty ballin' job in Australia before
Mm-hmm.
I came here and like became really poor again. Poor by choice. So stupid.
That's the
and
good
so
thing.
like privileged, but it is super privileged. I sound like such a cunt when I say that. I'm poor by choice.
What are you, a
It's the new.
Portlandia
It's the
episode?
new. I know it's the new microdosing. Yeah. So, but I first started going to fancy restaurants, or like my colleagues would, and we would go out to a nice restaurant, and I used to act like such a pork chop. I'd change my voice.
Consequently, there are literally pork chops
Pork
on
chops
TV right now. Yeah.
Dang, I
This
don't
is-
even eat meat, but I
I know,
feel like I could
right?
eat the shit out of
Well,
that.
that's Gordon Ramsay, so
Yeah.
he could make a vegetarian be a carnivore like
That's
immediately.
right. His hair sucks, by the way.
Rod
Yeah, and
Stewart.
so but I would put on a voice, and it was like Homer Simpson when he goes to collect like Mr. Burns' mail from the post office, and he affects this rich man's voice. He's like, "Hello," but I would talk like an idiot at these restaurants, and it took me like 2 years before I was like, oh, and I have this whole thing now. The nicer and bougie the restaurant, also fuck bougie restaurants. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just disgusting. I hate that shit so much. Destroying fucking neighborhoods and whatever. Such a waste of money. Come over my house, I'll make you fucking ramen. I always say like the messier you are, like not messier, but like I like lick my plate and I run my finger around the edge of
Yeah.
my dessert bowl.
Oh,
And the more
also-
you do that at a bougie restaurant,
Yeah.
the richer you look because
Yeah.
you're like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
like
More-
that's the richest people that I've been out to dinner with. Like when I've been like wooing people with old jobs,
Yeah.
they eat like they're you know, like they don't give a shit what
Yeah.
people think about
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
You know, dude, that's the way to go.
Yeah. You gotta, because that's how you know you have fuck you money.
Yeah,
You know?
that's it. Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I'm taking
Not trying
my
to impress anyone.
taking my dinner roll, using it as a plate wipe. That's
Yeah.
what I'm doing. Take my dinner roll, half of it's gone. I'm gonna mix all of the sauces on
It's
the plate.
going in the handbag.
Yeah. What is this, silver? This is real silver. Put it in your purse. I haven't been to a bougie restaurant in a really long time. I need to go. Whenever you said you use a different voice for restaurants, it made me think of the principal's assistant from Ferris Bueller, where they call the school and she was like, "Haw, haw, haw." She's like tries to sound like a guy or something. She's like, "Hold on, hold on." It's just like just hands the phone over, and it just like I see that part and I just laugh for days when that comes on.
Did you used to prank call people when you were a kid?
Absolutely.
I just had this flashback.
Yeah.
We had a friend, my sister and I had a friend who was like in between our ages. We're like a year and a half apart. And her parents were like, they're kind of posh. But her mum was like a real fun lady. She was a chronic pisshead. She always had a glass of Shardy in her hand and this fabulous beehive. She was fucking killer with pearls, you know. And her dad hated us because we were the neighborhood riffraff. And he'd come home and be like, what the fuck are these like filthy, like literally filthy little girls doing in my house? But we would use their phone to make all these phone calls. And I was just remembering we were little kids and we would put these dumb voices on and think that we were like getting away with you know, like,
yeah. And it's just some adult that's just like, yeah, this is absolutely a 10-year-old.
I remember this like girl at school called because I was like really unpopular and all the popular girls were together having a party and they were like, oh, let's call Annalise, and because you know like she's a loser and have a good laugh.
Man.
And the kids are like little fucks. Anyway,
Kids are evil.
They called me and, you know, Mum bought me the phone for you, which should have set off alarm bells because they said they were from KFC and it was the Kentucky Chicken Clucking Challenge.
What?
And I should have been like, how did you know to ask for me? You know, but I didn't. Mum bought me the phone and then they're like, if you cluck like a chicken for a full minute, we'll give you a family dinner thing. Also, it's kind of cruel too because I think they called me knowing I'd do it because my family was Bob. Oh my God. Oh, well, they thought, you know, they probably thought that. Anyway, so I cluck like a chicken for a full minute, and then at the end of the minute, I finished like, and all I could hear were these like 15 girls like laughing hysterically, and I was like, this isn't someone from KFC, is it? And they were like, no, and I was like, this is girls from school, huh?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah.
And now all of them are dead because you killed them, right?
That's right. Yeah.
You're like, and then I murdered them.
Yeah, I actually took the beaks from 100 chickens and I fashioned them into arrows.
Yeah, just shot them into them.
No, I made a suit out of their feathers.
Yeah. We took them into the middle of the Australian continent, tied them in a circle, and just left them there. Because you can do that in Australia. Just drive out there.
Yeah. No, they kept finding all these girls kept showing up washed up on the riverbed, and then they were like, there's this one thing that connected them all, and there was like a drumstick shoved up all their asses.
A very thick one too.
Yeah, the drumstick killer.
Yeah, it was actually
everyone still talks about it back home.
Yeah,
this is an exclusive right here. I'm coming out.
Yeah. Got them straight from Pantera, so it was like those baseball bat ones, you know. The dude from Pantera is like a linebacker. Hey, cool, Pantera. Hey, the drummer for Pantera. Hey, are you literally a tank? Man, dude, Pantera. Singer is a white supremacist or something now. Did you hear about that?
Whoa, no.
Like a year or two ago, like the singer was like white power at a show, and I was like, I guess I gotta stop listening to Pantera
you do.
now.
That sucks. I mean, I stopped listening to Pantera when I was like 15, but like that's still like a bummer.
He like,
but also kind of not surprising.
Yeah, not surprising. But also, and then the singer was like, I was drunk, and here's his excuse. He was like, I was very drunk on white wine. And that's why I said white power, because he's really into white wine.
No.
And I'm like, I don't know if that's the case, bro.
That's like a little kid getting caught doing something bad and you just like making up a really fucking shitty excuse for it. That sucks.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Pantera. I'm not really lost. Not much
not a
lost.
Huge loss.
Not a huge loss. If Tom Hanks came out as a white supremacist, I would be shattered.
Yeah.
He's good. So far he's not good. Seth Rogen seems like a good guy. He's not bad either.
He's chill.
Yeah, he seems pretty chill. As long as we have Seth Rogen and Tom Hanks, I'm good.
I am so embarrassingly a fan of Seth Rogen
Yeah.
and those dumbass
Oh,
bro stoner
his,
movies
like, I
that
love
he
it.
makes. Oh my god.
I have to go see what is it? What's it called? What's the new one? The
Disaster Artist?
Disaster Artist.
Dude.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And I've never, but I feel so bad because I'd never heard of that movie is about.
Right.
Until this.
Oh,
until
right
now.
on. Okay. Well, you
Yeah.
definitely have to see that first.
Do you have
then.
to see that first?
Oh no. I mean, like you probably don't have to, but it will be funnier if you do. Because
Yeah.
there's moments that you anticipate. You're like, they're gonna do the thing now.
Yeah.
But what that came out of that movie is that guy Tommy Wiseau is actually like, he's a kind of a total asshole. Like not in a funny kind of, oh, this guy's got all this money and he's not very good at this thing, like a ha ha ha.
Yeah.
He's kind of a total fucking asshole. And the way
Really?
he treated the people on the set.
Really?
Yeah. And
Oh my God.
And this movie's kind of made this kind of underdog hero out of him, and it's I don't know. I'm interested. You should go see it. And
Yeah, I'll go see it. He was on, so Seth Rogen was on The Nerdist with Chris Hardwick. You know that? I don't know if you're a fan of that podcast or of Chris Hardwick. Chris Hardwick used to be the host of Singled Out on MTV, like in the 90s.
Right.
Did you ever see that show?
we didn't have MTV.
Definitely the No Doubt. It was in the No Doubt era of
Right.
MTV. So yeah, it was in there. So if you watched the No Doubt video, that might have been like on afterwards.
Right on.
So that's how I know about him in the States. Because that's when I started watching MTV because Nirvana era, it just scared me. And I just listened to country. So Kurt Cobain, I was like, that's too loud. But when Nirvana came out, I was like, I can handle this. Anyway, he was on Chris Hardwick's podcast and he was saying that like he's just kind of a mystery. Like no one knows what that guy does now. But he like showed up to the premiere of The Disaster Artist and like really dug it. He's just like, so I was like, oh, okay. That's
Okay.
gotta be a little weird. Because they're just making fun of his movie in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's he. I don't know whether he sanctioned it from the outset, but he definitely is all about it now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it's crazy.
yeah. That dude has just got no self-awareness. Like
guess
he's
not.
nuts.
Oh yeah, it's like Mac's girlfriend.
Yeah, right.
There you go. I don't know which one I'm talking about.
It could be any of
It
them.
could be any of them. I've had a lot
You've
of
had
them.
3 in the last week, right?
Yeah, it's just three. Yeah, 3 in the last 3 days actually. So
Long-term
hey,
girlfriends.
yeah. Shout out to all of you. Hey, so it's almost been an hour. Tell everyone where they can see Go Fever this week. Free week.
Dude, everywhere.
Yeah.
You can see us tonight. Hang on a minute. When is this coming out?
It's this is gonna come out most likely tomorrow.
Okay, well,
So-
you just missed our show at the Swan Dive.
Tonight.
Sucked in.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
suck
the best
it.
one.
We're doing the suck it
But
motion right now.
we're playing Thursday night at Swan Dive for the Peach Fuzz calendar release party.
Yep.
Nudes, not us, but there's gonna be like hot babes eating snacks in the calendar. I
There you go.
know some of the girls. They're
Wait.
pretty stoked on it.
They're eating snacks
Yeah,
in the calendar.
Yeah.
It's like a nudie calendar with snacks.
yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Isn't it great?
What a great idea.
Yeah, no one fucking asked me.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. They
There's
could just basically hold a camera up to the window next to my bed at any point of the day and catch me.
Yeah. Like, hey, I'll do this for free.
I'm here.
Same.
Yeah, so that's Thursday night. And then Friday night, we're playing at Valhalla for the Do 512 party.
Okay.
And that's with Moving Panoramas.
Okay.
Lowen. It's going to be sick. The night before the Peach Fuzz party, that's with Calliope Musicals and Lowen as well.
Lowen.
Lowen. Love Sarah Hauser.
Here's how I say Sarah. Every time I see Sarah Hauser, like almost every time I see her, I go Sarah Hauser, like Terminator.
Sarah Hauser.
like Sarah Connor. And I don't know why, but I'm thankful.
Well,
she
she's
has
German too.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
her heritage,
Oh, is that
right?
what? Yeah,
I
there you
think
go.
so.
Well, that makes sense.
I might just completely be making that up because Lowen has the.
Yeah, I don't think she's German.
Okay.
Wait, she told me one time, but I
Damn
forget
it.
because my memory is shit. But I don't know.
Anyway, the Hausenator, and then on and then Sunday we're playing at the Mohawk for Willigan's Island party, and then on the 12th we're playing at the Electric Church.
There you go.
There you go. A whole
Awesome.
bunch of shit going on. We're also doing one final, another No Doubt set at ABGB in February.
Oh my God, seriously?
Yeah, we're still gonna learn a few more songs to that, but that's basically because we like put all this time learning these songs, and we're like, we need to make a little bit more money out of
Yeah.
this.
Well, tell your dude to go full Tony Kanal this time.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're gonna need
no
boots.
uncle, no doubt. And Josh is definitely he's definitely going nude this time.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
That'll
pink
work.
lipstick.
Well, free week. Hey, thanks for doing it.
Oh, thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely.
Good times.
All right. Bye. Bye.